Right, YouTube, welcome to another video. Now, because I haven't got a battery box sort of below the boot in my car, I'm going to be swapping out the exhaust for a 2.5 inch Gravity R56 exhaust. So a nice bit of straight exhaust action. Right, so I've tried to line the tips up.
Alright, gay.
This is a Gravity R56 exhaust. And straight away you can see one main difference, how long that is. So yeah, this is going to need some fudging. Plus this one has the flexi on the exhaust, whereas the R53 Scorpion Decat manifold has got the flexi on the manifold downpipe. So yeah, that's the main differences. They're quite big. So it's more the kind of size I need, just without that centre pipe. It's slightly too short. Just debating whether I keep that resonator and then chop the pipe about there, and then just have another straight bit of pipe with like the same sort of flange like that on the end, or whether I ditch the resonator even and use that straight bit of pipe and extend that and do the same. So I'll have a little play. I'll get under the car and see how it sort of fits with the contours of the car. Alright, so it's a chilly Saturday. Today is going to be moving those brake pipes. You may or may not have seen it in the last video. I was showing where the control arms were hitting when my brake lines connect to the braided lines. Because my brake lines run through the centre of the car on the inside. So I won't film much of this. It doesn't really apply to anyone. I don't think most people would have their brake lines going through the middle of their car or through the inside of their car. So, but you know, I'll give you a few updates on it. I've got all the bits I need for the exhaust. Let me just spin around. I've got another section of pipe, stainless steel. Doesn't look quite shiny as the one from the Gravity exhaust, but I need to cut that down to size once I've measured it. I've got like a flange that's welded onto this bit slightly wider than the 2.5 inch. Should be a 2.5 inch inside diameter. That will connect to that one there, then that will connect to that, and then that will go straight to the back box, which is down there somewhere. I'm going to try and weld it. I've got you know, those strap things, you know, the ones that you tighten up with like a socket. But I think I'm going to try and weld. I've got, don't judge me, I've got a gasless welder, like a real cheapo flux cord, I think. So I've got some stainless steel welding wire. I'm absolutely crap at welding, so I'm going to try and get a bit of practice in first. I've only done it like once on a straight pipe, I think I did for the E46 many moons ago, and I was just absolutely crap at it, so don't judge me. But I don't know whether the clamps are good enough on their own. Maybe I'll put them on and I'll think, oh, this is great, and I won't bother welding it, but you know, we'll see. So yeah, I suppose it's time to crack on, see if I can move these bloody brake pipes. So I've just done a bit of a mock-up. Can't decide whether I need to sort of cut a bit out of here so it sits a bit higher or not. I suppose I can do that after if I need to. But yeah, I've just cable tied the hangers up and then just run that pipe. That's just the straight pipe one. So I need to extend that. Yeah, and then I'll have to figure out how I can hang it, because I don't think I can leave cable ties there as much as I want to. That's where the brake pipes come through. And this little bit here is right above where the control arm, the upper one, goes up and down and smacks that. So that will be out of the way of it. But that hole's a bit big, so yeah, I think I'm just going to disconnect and see. I might need to put a hole about there maybe. Anyway, we'll see. There we are, nothing too exciting. Just move from there to there. Problem with that bit is it's pointing that way rather than straight down. So yeah, that's what it's hitting the control arms. So I've moved both of them. Got some racing fluid to go in. I think it's the 661. can't remember, M something. Anyway, yeah, I got some racing fluid to go in, so I just need to use the pressure bleeder, get all that new fluid in, get the air out of these ones, and then I can get back to the exhaust. My welding is terrible, so there's no point putting a comment in there saying your welding's crap, because I know the only other time I've welded it was absolutely terrible. So there we are. So yeah, I think I've got everything I need. Angle grinder, welder, all the bits of pipe, flanges, wire, hangers, and I have to sort of fabricate some kind of hanger to hang it off of. So the existing ones aren't in the right place, and they're also, I don't know whether it's this, it probably is an R56 thing, where, so say the exhaust is going that way, the hangers come straight out at 90 degrees, whereas I think with, 2 secs, yeah, so with the R53 ones, they go, the hangers go the same direction as the exhaust. So the exact, you know, even if the hangers are in the right place, they're in the wrong direction anyway. So I'm thinking of putting like a bracket on either side of those like rails that run sort of either side of the exhaust, and have a bar that goes across between them, which then I'll hang on to. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully got all day to sort it out. So yeah, let's stop jabbering on and get started. But I think it sits pretty good there. It sticks out kind of that much. Which looks about right to me. So I've just measured the bit that I need to go between the exhaust and the decat. So I basically need 55 centimeters, including the flange. So I've just measured that up and I have to cut that with an angle grinder. Right, so the first hurdle, apart from my lack of welding skills, is this bit of heat shield here. Once I connected everything up, because this section of the R56 gravity exhaust, you can see it's got like a kink in it, which kind of works well because the floor does start off higher there and then gets a bit lower. Except this bit is coming into contact, so I'm hoping I can persuade the heat shield to go up like a centimetre or so. So I've got some hammers. Just some gentle hammering. So it's this bit here. That's where it's closest. Yeah, I mean I've got probably like a centimetre of space now, so it shouldn't hit it. Exhaust would have to be flapping around a lot to hit that, but it just means that I can't have the tips really any higher than what they are. I was hoping to take the back box up a little bit. I'm not sure how high it's going to be in relation to the ground. See, these wheels are sagging a little bit. I think I'm going to clamp this on so I know which way round it all is, and then weld it there as well. And then this side, I don't know, or do I just clamp them? Anyway, I shall decide. So I've welded the second section. It's just too embarrassing to show you. Take my word for it, it's welded. I think for this connection here, I might just try and use the bracket that this exhaust comes with. Not the bracket, the clamp. See if it makes it airtight. Because it'd be good to be able to take off in 2 sections, and it would be good to not do any more crap welding. So the next stage, I think, is to make some hangers. Right, so I've just cut 2 sections of this, I'm not sure what it's called. It's used, I think, with like duct work. So you would have these kind of things connected to it, so you could have stuff hanging from them. You sometimes see them in like big department stores with lights hanging off them and things. Anyway, the plan is, because these holes, it's got like elongated holes, so I'm going to have one either side of the back box bolted up to the sort of rail on the underside of the car, and then I'm going to drill a hole through both sides, and same on the other one, and I'm going to have a bar going through this one all the way across above the back box to the other one, and I'm going to hang hangers from that bar to the hangers on the exhaust. I think I'm going to need some like the longer hangers, so I've ordered some of them, so hopefully they'll be about the right size. You can kind of do a bit of fine tuning, I guess, if you put some washers between this and the car. See, that's where I'm planning on bolting it on. And then, yeah, I'll have the bar going across over the top of the back box over to the other side. And then, yeah, effectively hang off of that bar then. Just need to make sure that I'm drilling the hole through in the right place so it's in line with this. The bits where the hangers are going to be, I'll probably just grind off the thread so it doesn't slowly wear the rubber down. But yeah, I think I'm just going to try and get these fit on the car now. So luckily I could find four bolts for these, because I got a big bag of 10mm nylon lock-in nuts. So luckily I had some bolts and some washers. I bought the nylon lock-in nuts for the threaded bar that's going to go between the two. But yeah, luckily I had some bolts to go with it. Right, so my original plan was to use the magnet to come in through there and then position the bolt. But yeah, typically the magnet just wants to stick to everything. So what I ended up doing was getting the bolt, or basically pushing it in with the spanner. And as soon as I could see it there, I used the magnet to put it through. I was going to use those two holes, but the spanner isn't long enough. So I might have to stick with that one and that one, which I'm sure is fine. So yeah, it's a bit of a faff doing it this way. You might want to think of an alternative method, but it's not too bad considering some of the things I've had to do before. What I found though is just to get the nut on, because the bolt wants to push up into the space above it. I wedged my mallet in the hole above it, just through there, to stop the bolt being able to push upwards. And once I got a few lines of thread going, I just slid my spanner in, got it on the bolt, and then just used my electric ratchet, and yeah, it wasn't too bad really. Just make sure you get your. So hopefully, if I get right underneath it, you can hopefully see where the mount is on the exhaust, and then the hole. You don't want to see me. And then yeah, I'll just focus over there. And there's the hole there. So that's where the bar will be going across. So yeah, I just need to get the right hand side done now. I've cut the 10mm threaded bar down to the right length. It gives me, I don't know, like 1.5 inches either side of the brackets. Take the wheel off so I had enough room to feed it in from this side. To adjust the hole slightly, just get in there with the drill. I was quite surprised actually, considering the distance from that one all the way to that bracket. The holes were pretty close, just slightly out. So yeah, adjusted them. You've got to make sure when you're fitting this that you have enough room, so when you go through the holes you're not hitting the bolts underneath that connect to the car. So that worked out alright. I just marked off, so this is where the hangers are going to be. So I'm trying to get rid of the thread. I started it with a file, but it was taking forever, so I might just get the grinder, just gently grind away the thread there. And there we go. I thought I'd show you just a little view before I get the back box on. Just stuck 2 nuts on there. Quite a while to smooth this off. Obviously the threads are quite sturdy, so I've got that section there, and obviously the same on the other side. Can't really bring the camera enough away to see all of it, but you get the idea, don't you? I never know which way round to put these, so I put one that way round and the other one that way round. So I just figure, yeah, double the strength is a good idea. So I think it's time to get it all on actually. So just when you think you're finished, yeah, once I tightened it up that bar right down there that I said earlier was close to the top of that channel. It's pressed up against it. That's a bit of a pain because it's sitting quite nice, sort of. But yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to drop it a little bit. That means putting something between the car and there just to drop this down. That's what I've decided to do. I've got some of this like aluminium sort of rectangular tube. So I've cut a section, put some sort of slightly elongated holes, and then I'm going to slip that above that just to drop that down a bit, unfortunately. But I think in hindsight, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I would have maybe tried to go straight from the manifold, you know, from the decat straight to the back box instead of using the bit that came with the exhaust, because it's got that slight kink in it. It makes the bit nearer the decat go really high. But there we are, we live and learn, don't we? Hopefully gives you guys a bit of an opportunity to make a more informed decision. But yeah, let's do this then, and hopefully that'll be that. Alright, she's installed, but I've dropped it that much. I don't know, 12, 13 mil or something like that. It's not ideal. In hindsight, probably would have been better. Actually, judging by welding on it, I was going to say I should have welded some new hangers on, but if you're competent with a welder and you've got a decent welder, then maybe just weld some new hangers on. So yeah, that's really secure, nice and sturdy. I got a couple of hangers on each side. Tempted to put cable tie either side, try and stop any movement of them. I don't know, I'll see how they get on. So at the moment, the back box is 15 or 16 centimetres off the ground. So we shall see. I know I keep talking about hindsight, but I keep changing my mind when I sleep on it. Yeah, probably an ideal world. You could actually use the midsection that I did, the way I did it, but then when you get to the back box, instead of just going straight, you could do like a little sort of 45 degrees upwards and then straighten back out again, just so you can get the back box a little bit higher. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I need to come back to it at some point so we can get it a little bit higher. So I can't find the fuel pump relay or fuse for the life of me. So I've unplugged the fuel pump from there. Just gonna disconnect the injectors as well. So there we go, the exhaust video is done. Whether I revisit it to lift that back box up a bit, I suppose time will tell. Might be right, it's only on the track, unless I'm sort of hitting curbs right in the middle of the car. Don't know, we'll see. So you know what to do, hit the like button, chuck a comment down below, subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers guys.